Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Beastly Eel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a DC character spotlight on none other than the First of the Fallen. So the First of the Fallen is basically the first fallen angel and is considered the original Satan in the DC universe. So the being that would become the First of the Fallen was originally the first created being in the universe, created to be God's companion and the embodiment of his consciousness. However, he soon came to believe that God was insane and as a result was banished from heaven and cast down into hell. Becoming the first of the many who would fall, he was joined shortly afterwards by the second and the third of the fallen, who the first assumed were beings like him, when in truth they were merely just very powerful demons. On the basis of misunderstanding, the first assumed that the second and the third shared his powers, and that the establishment of ruling this area was going to be divided three ways, as it is the only way to prevent a disastrous war in hell. So the triage lasts only until the next and fourth banishee from heaven arrives, and it's none other than Lucifer, the most powerful being in existence next to God himself. However, once Lucifer um, comes down, or I'm sorry, once Lucifer basically kind of gets his footing and all that, the triage kind of resumes their former positions, and the first regains his former title as Satan. In this ongoing battle against God in the first, sorry, in this ongoing battle against God, the first becomes aware of another attempt by heaven to birth a new Messiah and change the demon Nargal with preventing it. Nargal succeeded in this by interjecting a magician named John Constantine with its blood and blackmailing him into sleeping with the Messiah's intended mother, a pure innocent called Zed. Tainted by Nargal's demon blood, Zed became an unsuitable vessel for the Messiah, and Heaven's plans were defeated. However, the first discovered that Constantine was attempting to get the Messiah born through other means. Acting as a surrogate father to the daughter of the plant element, Nargal attempted to prevent the birth, but was defeated by Constantine and then killed by the first on his return to Hell. The first came into contact with John Constantine himself in Ireland, where the demon attended the death of an alcoholic who had sold his soul in exchange for the greatest collection of wine in the world. Constantine was also visiting his friend, trying to find a magical cure for his terminal lung cancer, and delayed the first in claiming the soul by tricking him into drinking holy water. This invoked a clause in the contract allowing the alcoholic's soul to go to heaven because it wasn't collected by midnight. The first decided to exact his revenge on Constantine once his cancer claimed his life. But when he came to claim the soul that was his by right of insult, he found that Constantine had managed to sell his soul to both the second and the third of the fallen. In order to prevent an all out war over who would claim the soul, the three of them were forced to cure the magician's cancer and save his life. There, that way he was able to do this with the most painful manner imaginable. This only served to increase the first lust for revenge against the mortal who had bested him. Things only went worse as the first discovered that Constantine had a spy in hell, the succubus Ellen. In trying to punish the demon, the first was again bested by Constantine, who invoked the ancient law that a demon bested three times by a mortal would receive their torment instead. The first being, the most powerful being in hell at the time, declined to receive Constantine's destined torment, but it didn't improve his disposition towards the magician. The first took his vendetta against Constantine extremely seriously. He once spent 20 years making nightly visits to a priest at an asylum, torturing him to suicide simply to show Constantine the kind of torment that was awaiting him. The priest was pushed over the brink by hearing the first confession that he had seen for himself that God was insane and so acted against his will. The first continued to brood over Constantine until he discovered the true nature of his brothers in the sorry, the It keeps giving it a weird name, so I do apologize. But it's the group of three of them in hell. Realizing that although they might be powerful, they ultimately share the weaknesses of other demons. He destroyed them both and set about claiming Constantine's soul. Unfortunately, the whole plot turned out to be a long con arranged by the magician. The first of the fallen was killed by the succubus Ellie, wielding a knife made from the remains of the second and the third fallen. Instead of a true death, however, the first was reincarnated as a Greek fisherman named Theo, which retained his memories of his previous existence. He grew close to defeating Constantine with the help of a demon named Buer, but although the first was restored to his previous life and the position, the magician still managed to escape damnation through more sneaky trickery. The first contended himself with occasionally tormenting Constantine. As the events slowly came into place to give the demon the closest thing to victory over Constantine was that he ever achieved, the magician's plotting had never left him and his friends with a magical taint that was slowly destroying their lives. The first removed this and saved Constantine's friends at the price of his immortal soul. Constantine only managed to escape by convincing God to intercede on his behalf, denying the first of the satisfaction of a complete victory. Whilst his desire to obtain revenge on Constantine seemed to be sated, the first still enjoyed the opportunity of causing the magician pain whenever he could. He passed on the opportunity of purchasing Constantine, thinking that he wasn't being given the genuine article. But as a final twist of the knife, convincing Cheryl Constantine to volunteer to remain suffering in hell by taking her half, taking half of her husband Tony's punishment after her brother John had successfully arranged her freedom. After that, the first seemed to have been lost in Constantine's soul altogether. Even after Constantine himself successfully rescued his sister's soul from hell, the first and John even teamed up to get Terry Grievous's soul to hell. And the former knew some knowledge of what will be John's final fate at the end of the series. So that is everything about the first The Fallen, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't think I registered that he had so much integration with Constantine. But anyway, he has a fallen angel physiology. So basically, he has cosmic awareness. He has the ability to travel dimensionally, energy projection. He has a fatal touch. He can apparently destroy demons by a single touch. He has the ability to heal anybody. He has immortality. He has the ability to basically infect anybody with any sort of disease. Invulnerability. He's obviously has the great magical skills. He has metamorphosis. He has the ability to mind control, necromancy, reality alterations. He has superhuman stamina, strength. He's telekinesis and can teleport. And obviously his abilities are immense knowledge of magic, but also leadership as well. So I thought this would be good. Last week I did a Marvel themed Halloween character, and I thought it would be important to also do a DC Halloween themed character, aka the Devil himself, or the first Devil, I should say. So let me know what you guys thought about this character spotlight down in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? And also, if there's a character you'd like me to do a spotlight on, please let me know in the comments below. Other than that, this is going to be, if you like the content you see, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.